DayZ is known for throwing you in the deep end and laughing, right up until the moment that last bubble pops. But what if it didn't? What if it came with a completely honest tutorial? Well, here, I'll try and accomplish just that. This is gonna be fun. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. You messed with the wrong sir, bear. And now you're a handbag. The first thing you absolutely positively definitely need to know is you're gonna get killed by everyone. Sure, the game allows for the possibility of meeting new people, making friends and having amazing adventures, but at first you probably won't. More often than not, you'll find yourself on the wrong end of a sniper rifle or ambushed by a group of players who've been surviving together for weeks, or just friends who've met and decided, screw this guy. Trust is a rare commodity in DayZ, and most players aren't willing to risk their hard-earned gear on you, and most of the time you won't even see it coming because your screen will just sometimes randomly go black. What the hell was in that fruit? This is because bullets travel faster than sound to help players travel faster to the coast. The next thing you need to know is, despite the rumors, the game is not actually hard, you just don't know how to play it. I know that sounds incredibly arrogant coming from a player who has so many hours in it. His social life is mostly consisting of an occasional smile from an Uber driver, but hear me out. Wells in DayZ are a godsend. They provide infinite water and their locations never change. Just learn where they are and you'll never dehydrate, because unlike your friends, when you need them the most, they'll always be there. As for food, well, it's so abundant it's almost laughable at this stage. Not only can you find canned goods, hunt for a plethora of animals and grow your own fresh produce, but dynamic events mean that food literally follows you around the map. It literally follows you around the map. I have an entire video on how to stack food. Guns and armor spawn in the exact same locations, placed in military zones for example, and some spawn points literally protrude huge plumes of smoke. And basically every illness can be completely avoided just by learning and doing a handful of things, rendering the treatment system almost entirely unnecessary. Regardless, it's normal to die a lot at first, and you will die a lot at first. It's like Groundhog Day, but with cholera. But none of this means gear won't be difficult to find at first. You'll spend so much time gathering, scavenging and hunting gear that you'll probably form a weird attachment to it. This bond-like attachment will give you a dread the likes of which you've never felt for a non-tangible asset before. It'll make you nervous, anxious, cautious and toxic all at the same time. You'll be so protective over your gear that when you do eventually bite the dust, you'll make sounds you didn't even know an adult could make. And then you'll quit. Right there. You'll quit and swear that you're never gonna play this piece of shit game again. Until you calm down and then continue it because you still hate it, but you just want to see what happens if you do something else. Just one more time. And then there's the really cool stuff you'll see in videos such as cars. Cars in DayZ are like unicorns. Beautiful, majestic, and you'll probably never see one in your lifetime. Let's be real, you're probably never gonna get one as a beginner, unless you know a guy who knows a guy who shot a guy who has an uncle who works with a guy who is a guy or gal. It's 2023, I want to be inclusive. And if by some miracle you do manage to assemble one, congrats, you're stuck with a car that hates you. Maybe you'll crash it into a wall while driving to avoid zombies, or understeer into a tree, or maybe you'll get shot by another player who's been eyeing that car for themselves, waiting for you to laboriously collect the final pieces so that they can use their piece to make you cry. Hashtag Russell Brand. Either way, cars in DayZ are both a blessing and a curse, but mostly a curse, which is serendipitously the type of words you'll be using when you finally find yours. Then there are bases. Bases in DayZ are like your own personal castles. Sand castles, except instead of waves washing over them, it's some random guy named Steve who just happened to stumble on your sandy abode by accident and decided, what the hell, time to make a grown man cry. You'll spend hours gathering materials, crafting walls and setting up defenses, and it won't mean shit. You'll still log in the next day and find all your gear is probably gone. And then you'll quit again, this time for good. Screw this game, you hate it, COD is way better, and you completely completely done and never going to touch it again. What a waste of time, what a waste of money. But when you get back on, you'll probably fix your base, this time with extra defenses. And you know what? It probably won't work this time either, but eventually, with hard work, dedication, repetition, and an accidental spill of chemical X, you will make progress. And when you do, the feeling will far exceed anything you felt before. Wedding days, the birth of your first child, the death of whoever invented Crocs, will pale in comparison to the feeling of pure elation you'll receive from doing what you need to do. And if you want to get that feeling sooner, then click here for a video you'll love or hate. But as always, until next time.